Hello everyone, this is Energetic Emmanuel. Guys, my Algebra 1 class, this is the 2015, February 19th, 2015. Energetic Emmanuel, that's me, yours truly. I gave you this packet today for adding and subtracting polynomial. We have multiplying polynomials in this packet as well, but my focus right now is going to be on the terminology of polynomials. So the packet you had, I'm going to flip over to page 356 and go over some vocabulary words. So here we go. Let's make sure we understand what polynomial is. And it's right here, guys. You could write, highlight, underline, or what have you. It's telling you here the polynomial is a single term or the sum of two or more terms with whole number powers, meaning no fractions, no negative numbers, just whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on. Okay? So that's what a polynomial is. So skipping down here to the coefficients over here where it's the math terms, the numeric factor, just read it and I'll point it out. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here it says tell whether each expression is a polynomial. Okay? Meaning that it's a single term. The exponents cannot be negative. It has to be non-negative. Therefore here, because of that negative, then it's not a polynomial. So no, it's not a polynomial because it's negative. So here is no because of this negative exponent. Because you have to make it positive, meaning this is going to be a rational function, which we haven't gotten to yet. So no, it's not a polynomial. Here, the exponent is positive. The exponent is positive. Yes, it's a polynomial. And notice I'm verbally explaining. Whereas if I ask you to explain it and you're not verbally telling me, you have to write in complete sentences. Here we have 15. Is this a polynomial? It's a single term. Is this considered a term? Yes, it's a constant. Okay, it's a constant term. And you'll be like, constant term? Right over here, constant term is a term that contains only a number. It's a number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. You're like, but it doesn't have a variable. We can argue that, but just remember it's just a number, and numbers are constant. Here, this exponent is 1/2. That's not a whole number. Therefore, no, it's not a polynomial. Okay? Just want you to be able to identify polynomials. Here, I'm saying here a lot. If you go down, you read this. It said the degree of a term is the sum of the exponent of the variable contained in the term. Okay? So here, well, in number 10, it says identify the degree and coefficient of each term in the polynomial. So you have here one term. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. So we have 5 terms here. Here, since it's only just one variable with each term, then that exponent is the degree of the term. So I will put here, they started the table in this graphic organized, so you call it a rectangle. We have 4x to the 5th. That's our first term. The degree is 5. The coefficient is the numeric value that the term, that variable is being multiplied by, which is 4. Then the next term, which is 12x to the 3rd power, the degree is that exponent, which is 3. Here, x squared, the degree is 2. Right here, where it looks like nothing, if you see nothing here, when it's dealing with exponent, it's 1. If it was 0, then there would be no x term. Okay, so that right there is how you identify the degree. Coefficient, I'm going to use the highlighter for that, and let me put 4 there. The coefficient for 12x cubed is 12, and they already have it for you. We have a 1 for x squared. The coefficient will be 1. Because it's 1x squared, we don't write the 1 because it's understood. We have negative 1x. And for this term, for the coefficient, so it's negative 1. So always remember, you learned that somewhat in middle school, you may have forgot, but I'm trying to remind you. Okay? So that's that. Just trying to review over some terms. I'm going to skip things. I'm not going through all of them. I'm just trying to give you some definitions here. And notice I'm trying to annotate a little for you, modeling that. Continuing on with polynomial terminology, we have the degree of polynomial. The degree of the polynomial is the greatest degree of any term in the polynomial. So the highest degree of any term. Okay. And most of the time, guys, for Algebra 1, we're just dealing with one term, just with one variable in a term, especially when it's in the polynomial format. So I'm looking, and the highest exponent here is a 2. So the degree of the polynomial is 2. We got y to the third, y squared, y to the first, and we have y to the 0. That 3 is the degree of the polynomial. Then we have here, they're trying to trick me. They wrote it in a different order. It's not a standard form. So I still should look for the highest exponent for that variable x, which is 2. So my degree of the polynomial is 2. The constant term, remember constant term is just the number value. Numbers are constant. They don't change. So I have plus 7. So the constant term is positive 7. Negative 3. Constant term negative 3, and we have here a positive 36, which they already have that in that graphic organizer for us. All I'm doing is reading through, and I'm just reading and applying what I'm reading. This says the standard form of a polynomial is a polynomial whose terms are written in descendant order. Descended, just like an airplane descending for landing. That's what is decreasing of the degree. And the standard form is right here. This is standard form. Let's give you an example so that you can see. Well, they have the example there for you labeling the terms, and that is really awesome. So we have the leading coefficient. Everything here that they have written, they actually diagram a polynomial for you. Actually, the name of this polynomial is trinomial because you have 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms. So we call this a trinomial. And this trinomial is written in standard form. You say, how do you know? Because it says the polynomial whose terms are descendant. That's what standard form is. So I have an x to the 5th. 5 is the highest. Then you got 2. Then you have we have the x term here is 0. There's no x term there. It's x to the power 0. So it's in descending order. Okay. And they have it labeled, so I'm not going to point all of that out because I believe in you. You have definitions here. Make sure you notice this and look at it. The monomial, the binomial, the trinomial, and this right here. Of course, you're used to some of it. The monomial could be a linear function or quadratic function. The binomial could also be a linear function or quadratic function. The trinomial most definitely is a quadratic